Hello and welcome to Aberdeen, Scotland for the World Junior Curling Championships 2018. Aberdeen, the third most populous city in Scotland with around 200,000 people, also hosts a wide variety of cultural events, including the Aberdeen International Youth Festival, the world's largest art festival for young performers, and we have quite a lot of young performers for you this evening in Curl Aberdeen. It is USA to take on Scotland in the round-robin session. Number 8. My name is Sander Elvåg and I'm joined by Olympic champion Rona Howie. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's meet the teams for USA. We have Alison Howell playing lead. Throwing second stones, we have Jenna Bercheski. At third is Anne-Marie Duberstein. And Team USA is skipped by Madison Bear.
And for Team Scotland at lead, we have Leanne Mackenzie. At second, Hayley Duff. Playing third, Rebecca Morrison. And the skip for Team Scotland, Sophie Jackson.
Taking a look at the standings and the round robin so far through 7 sessions. Sweden on top, undefeated, qualified. So is Canada at 6-1. So it's going to be a dog race between China, Norway, Korea, Scotland, Switzerland and USA. Although I believe Russia and Turkey would be out of contention. These are the other games this evening. Switzerland will take on China. It's Korea to play Russia. It's the 7-0 team playing the 0-7 team, Sweden, Turkey. And then we have Canada taking on Norway as well. Team's just about to get ready here for tonight's bout. We can see Scotland getting ready. USA did win the draw shot challenge in pre-game practice. They will have the last stone and throw the red. Scotland throws the yellow. And we will have a lead player, Leanne Mackenzie, to come out the hack and throw the out-turn draw. 18 years of age, playing in this under-21 competition. We'll have a few more goes at it, but wouldn't mind winning it this week at home. Wanting this into the rings, and it'll be up to USA to see if they want to get the show started and keep things a bit simple. The call is indeed the open hit. We will have Alison Howell throw the in-turn clockwise hit, so nothing too aggressive here in the first end, Rona.
No, just a simple clean first end from both teams.
Bit of lineup change for Scotland as well. We've seen Rebecca Morrison going down to throw the third stones. We've had the alternate Sophie Jackson coming in to skip the team in hopes of snagging a place in the semi-final. Sophie Jackson, of course, has a silver medal from the World Championship. And she'll bring a lot of experience to the team.
My brush has been really dirty.
9-5.
Is that a sign of desperation, or is it can it be a good thing to mix it up for a team?
Yeah, I think sometimes you just need to have a lineup change to change the dynamic and just get performance back on track.
Really
oh, and a miss there from USA.
Do you think if I go the same as my draw shot, it might be okay coming to the wing, or do you like a little less?
I think coming to the wing, it should be okay.
Okay.
Hayley Duff. Just looking to draw the wing here.
8, 7.
Now you see most of the players, both teams, playing quite a lot of draws to the forefoot in the pre-game practice. Not maybe throwing as many down the centre line coming out to the wing. Might be a slight guess for Duff.
8, 9.
But
Good.
That's a good result there. Leaves good separation between the two Scottish stones.
this is Jenna Berszewski.
Move down! Whoa, line's good!
She'll play the hit. Maybe try and roll over towards that second yellow. Try and group them. They would need to play a double takeout here to deny Scotland
Beauty.
the 2. Or pardon me, to be forced. But leaves a corner guard.
Is that barrier, Sophie? Control.
Something USA might be able to use. So Scotland will remove it, even though it's not in the house.
Yeah, it's close enough to get a nice wee roll into the house to still lie 2.
Hardly. Hard! Yes, Lee! Hard! Hard, Lee! Hard! Right foot! Whoa! Good.
Makes a nice hit and roll here. You can see how those yellows now are a bit grouped. Definitely a chance for USA to lift the double on these.
Whoa! 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 Close! Yep! Hard! I just missed it. My bad, Jen.
Well, doesn't get the double, but keeps the shooter in play.
Control!
Yeah.
Joy that! Sound
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Here is Rebecca Morrison now throwing the 3rd stones for Scotland.
Whoa.
Down. Whoa. Stay close. Haley.
Haley.
Hard. Haley. Right over. Go, go, go. Hard. You got it. Good.
And does make a nice hit and stick here. Still USA looking at 2 yellows. Anne-Marie Duberstein, she skipped Team USA
No.
a year ago in the Olympic arena
Close.
in Gangneung, Korea.
No, no, can't touch it. Can't touch it yet.
Placed 7th,
All right. That's good.
close to making a double here. Just going to roll underneath. Still in Scotland with a chance to draw to the wing and sit 2.
Lights tight.
I think it's there.
Lights good. Think we're
I
there.
think it's there.
8. T-line. 8.
Just saw Haley Duff throw down this line, so they should know the speed. It's all about communicating that back to Rebecca Morrison,
Clean it. Yep. Yep.
either by referring to the speed of the ice in another game or in practice, or simply giving her a split time. She does make a good draw here to the tee line.
Close. Close. Yep.
I feel like sometimes players might be too focused on numbers and split times. But you can hear a lot of players and a lot of teams not think too much about numbers, but rather refer to another game, another end, saying, oh, it's about 2 feet quicker than yesterday, and so on and so forth. Is that a better information, do you think, or is both good?
Yeah, I think it's important to use the split time from your stopwatch as a guide, You can see a lot of players get hung up on the exact split where it is feel, and each player plays slightly differently in the release, whether they play through it at the end or they maybe pull back a bit. So the split timing is only really a guide.
Here is Sophie Jackson.
Yep.
It's got to be tough to just come onto the ice midweek
Wow.
and take over a team.
Yep, she'll have been on at night for practice to match the stones, so she will at least have thrown some stones, but you still got to, as a skip, be able to read the game and read how stones are reacting with different weights, and it can't be easy just walking on. But this is her second game at skip. She skipped this morning against Sweden.
Yeah, certainly not an easy debut against undefeated Sweden. Did lose this game that morning, or this morning.
But both these skips have silver medals from the World Juniors. Sophie last year, and Madison Bear played lead the year before for Corey Christensen, and she got silver. So both these skips have silver medals at World Juniors. So both desperate to do better.
This is a very good shot by Madison Bear. Makes the hit and roll right on top of that yellow.
A great shot.
Really nice.
That will guarantee you at least a blank here. It'd be impossible for Sophie Jackson to remove this red and leave 2 yellows.
Yeah, I felt hella tight too.
That's a good thing about throwing that weight. You'd like to throw the double.
No, I needed to get it there. I told the girls on it.
But
I was okay with the little
that's
bit more weight
an
there.
excellent option.
Me too. Because if we hit it thin, we were getting the double.
Big weight then from Sophie Jackson. Putting a lot of rotation on this as well. Try and spin that red stone off. But is it going to roll out the house? I don't think so. It is just going to hang on.
One set.
But the shooter stays in the house as well.
One yellow.
We have one more.
Sorry. I'm just.
It is yellow, I think, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rebecca Morrison was
I think so.
thinking the end was over, but
Five.
USA still have a stone to come.
I'm in an absolute world.
Well, that can happen.
9-5 here.
I've both done that myself and had teammates do that, so once in a
Like
while.
on this way? Yeah.
And we've done that from up here, Rona, as well.
Absolutely. Easily done.
This is the last one anyway, and it will be a chance for the Americans to score 2,
Yep.
hit and stick.
Whoa.
Looking pretty good here. No problems for Madison Bear. Made that nice hit and roll. Forced an error from Sophie Jackson.
Nice.
And makes the nose hit to score 2. Great start for USA.
No, it's funny. She called it. Yep. She's like, 1 yellow? We're like, we're not over yet. 1 second.
I said to Allie before Maddie threw that, I was like, well, she makes the hit, we force the one. I totally forgot we had hit.
All right, guys.
USA scoring 2. And they're quite happy to
All off.
bring this first stone into the rings.
That's
Knowing
right.
it's probably Scotland needing to get things going to score a 2 back. This one slips a bit too deep though. That stone won't be to any concern.
No, it's far enough back, so it gives Scotland the opportunity to put up a corner guard now.
Yeah, and that stone in the back wouldn't be worth guarding for USA either.
So Leanne McKenzie, oh, her cousin is Millie Smith, who played with Sophie Jackson last year at the Worlds and won silver, so she'll be wanting to match that or better it.
It's quite a family sport, curling, isn't it, especially in Scotland?
Yeah, definitely is. Well, you've got Cammy, Kyle and Millie, all from the one family. So it's a big curling family. Their father's a past world champion and their uncle. So it's definitely a big sport in their family.
Line's good. Let's just drop it high then.
All very successful.
Really nice. 5.
I certainly see that from
Yeah, just touch more.
nations like Scotland, Canada, Sweden, even Norway, Switzerland. Basically every country that has a good tradition for the sport. And we have quite a few new federations, but I'm sure we might see them have the same a few decades down.
Line's good. Not for line. Back line.
A team like Turkey, I'd say more or less on their first generation of players. They've done really well to make it to this stage.
And Scotland, when the parents were going to ice rinks all the time, the children just got dragged along. So I thought they may as well start the sport as well. Nice draw around there from Leanne.
Good. Good.
But I think it seems to be an issue kind of in all countries at the moment that after junior age, when all these players age out of juniors, the countries lose a lot of players, whether it's through studies or whether it's careers.
That was like, it was just dragging in my
The
hand,
numbers
so
just
I
seem
don't
to drop going into the adult game.
I never understood why curlers would choose university over playing curling, but that might just be me.
That's just you.
Line's good. 2, 3, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 3, 4.
There is a massive commitment now to play this sport at a high level.
4, 5.
Whoa.
You probably would have seen players play at a young age out, and then get
Good, Haley.
education and a job, and then maybe come back to the game. That's becoming a bit tougher now.
Once you're out for those few years, it's really tough to get back in.
Used to be more of a hobby. Definitely becoming a big sport now, part of the Olympic program
Yep.
since 1998. It's just really growing all across the world. As you see this corner guard just slipping into the rings, and look at that.
Right on.
Nice double by Brzezinski. USA line 3.
Yeah.
So Hayley Duff just trying to catch this top one thin and go over and just hits it on the nose.
Yeah, it was.
Here we see Beverly Schroeder, coach for Team USA, coached this team, or parts of this team, a year ago. Also came along as coach back in 2000 as well.
Hard! Really hard! Really hard! Right to it, guys! Right to it! Hard for nose! Hard for nose! Good!
That was weird. Okay, I gotta fix
Yeah,
my...
your brush goes really far out for us. So
Tom
I'm not
Andrews,
used to that.
Yeah.
coach for Scotland.
Barrier!
Just barrier.
And then we have David Ramsey,
Yes. His head coach.
Amy McDonald.
So Tom Andrews, it's his first year with this young Scottish team.
Hard! Hard for peace! Hard, 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 hard! Right to it, right to it, right to it!
Just trying to get the hit and roll the other way behind the top USA stone. Rolls out of play.
Place it here.
95?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty out here, same path as Els. Four, five, six, seven.
And as a skip, also reading your team's deliveries on ice conditions. That takes time just to get to know exactly how they
13,
throw the
4.
stone. So it'll be quite difficult for Sophie just to
That's good. That's
have
good. We'll leave
that
it.
spot on just her second time on ice with the girls skipping them.
So good.
Rebecca can hit this on the nose and sit
Yeah!
dead in front. It would be hard for USA to remove it.
Hard! Yeah! Hard! Hard! Right it! Good.
Just bounces slightly to the side.
I don't know. I don't mind throwing 9.5 at least.
Yeah. You got it. Okay.
Just a bit more.
It's alright.
At least
I am. This is like the first time ever. I'm always cold.
So Madison Bear just trying to split the Scottish stone out. Plays that nicely.
Yeah, just enough.
Could try and freeze it, but if we just go here and
Yeah.
hope that she rolls out.
Yeah, I think so. What ice do you want?
A throw controlled there.
Yeah.
Considered freezing here, Sophie Jackson.
Straighten
Maybe
that
get
a
the
bit.
blank. But
We could freeze it, but I
Walked
think
away
we
from
just
that
need
option.
to play the hit and hope that she rolls out.
would you not prefer to maybe
Throwing
make the freeze,
control.
try and make a shot, then
Touch
cross your
more.
fingers and hope for a miss?
Touch more.
Yeah, I think the house is wide open at the moment, so it's certainly it's not a big risk to take to go for the freeze just now. She would like to try and generate a 2 when they're 2 down on the scoreboard.
Then if anything, you get to play a draw. You might get a better feel for your next one if you're needing to draw against 2.
Leon!
Oh, just make the nose hit.
9-5. Here we go.
That really swung.
Yeah, because when I let it go, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Got to curl a bit.
So Madison Bear hoping just to hit this one on the nose and lie 2.
No, don't touch.
Force Scotland to 1.
Good. Great shot. Good. I like that.
And she just hangs in there.
8-7.
Quite a lot of real estate for Sophie Jackson.
Make her
Lots
throw the
of
draw early.
room.
Yeah.
Just needing full 12 foot, really. Should be quite makeable. Should be quite routine for skip.
What was this like when it was thrown in the practice?
I think they're pretty similar, to be honest.
It's a bit quicker than this morning, eh?
Yeah. Quite a bit quicker.
Oh, you can hear no numbers there. All about how the ice has been before.
Yeah, quite a bit quicker than this morning. That's what they said to the skip. So as long as they can equate that in their head to what does that mean?
5. Looks good.
Cooper's pretty happy with this one coming down. Just keeping the brushes down.
5.
Yeah, go, hard!
Ah,
Right in, girls, go. Yeah, go.
they're good. They're good.
Good stuff.
Good sweep by Duff and Mackenzie. So that's 1 for Scotland. But it is USA with the advantage here, up
Well swept.
2-1
Nice Rose.
after 2 ends.
Just wait.
So that's all right. We'll just get a steal or a force back.
Line's tight. Think we're there. Line's tight. Haley. Where am I? Whoa. 3.
Okay, it needs to stop.
Centre guard
early.
called this time by Scotland.
Then we're 4.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Good.
Haley.
Just stop short of the rings.
Yeah, just to sit in that free guard zone. USA not allowed to remove that stone from play.
Stay close.
If it came into the rings, however, it'd be a different story. And that free guard zone will last for 4 stones. The 4 rock rule
Fall down.
will actually be extended 1 more stone next season.
All you. Take a look. Take a look.
Try and spice up curling even more.
Sit.
Yep. 5 rock rule will certainly
13,
give us more stones in play.
Oh, sit down. Coming down.
Not sure how curling can get much more exciting, but again, that's just maybe me, Rona.
Really
You're
nice.
just being biased. No, we still see quite a lot of blank
What'd
ends.
you have?
So with that extra
It's a touch more.
stone in the free guard zone, it will certainly give more stones in play. The view from the coach's bench, they're very close to the players on the ice, they'll be able to hear everything.
Line's better. Line's good. We only just like us. Looks quite heavy.
7-8.
Becca, stay close. We need to bury it.
7, 8.
Becca, go. 8. Whoa. Becca Hart. Whoa, 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 whoa.
And just him ignoring that red stone in the house, coming straight around.
It's hard to remember.
I feel like we've seen this from Scotland earlier in the week. He's playing quite defensively at the start,
Oh, the sass is
but
back.
then only really playing the aggressive shots when they're down in the game.
Take a look.
It should be nice to see them just come out firing from the very start
Lots of room.
instead of when they absolutely need to.
Jenna's off. Close. All off. Jenna, maybe. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Nope, on its own. On its own.
A nice freeze in there.
It's pretty quick now. Yeah.
So Scotland want to come down and just freeze on top of that and not bounce off it.
I'll get the rock clock up to see how quick the ice is today from that blue hog line, the first one,
How much?
8, 9.
to the second hog line.
Can't touch
I've
it.
been looking
8.
for around 14 and a half seconds
Just for line.
all week.
This.
13.6, so
Yep,
maybe
yep,
running a
yep,
bit
yep,
hot
yep.
here. You can see the sweepers not touching it. Wanted to get to the nose of the red. Just going to bounce off. Just a tad heavy there from Hayley Duff.
Do you like this or the top one?
Is that jam? No.
I like that. I don't think so if we hit it right.
Yeah, I like
that one.
Jam. I don't think it will. Okay. Let it work. Whoa.
Close. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Sweepers working
Right,
this one
Jenna,
hard.
Never off.
They don't want to leave a pocket for Scotland to sit in.
Good. Shoot.
Just hits and rolls
okay.
out.
Good.
I didn't feel like that was quite the tolerance there. Be much better catching that all higher, perhaps.
Think of a touch less, yeah?
Just a touch.
Really
It
not
came
much.
down pretty nicely.
Okay. Leanne, I think you stay close. Yep. Line's good. Way's good. Way only. Leanne.
This is where you maybe expect Hayley Duff to make the shot. Just played it.
Still needs
Just
to move.
needing to readjust. Take off a few pounds. Pull the strings a wee bit. And this is looking much closer.
Right here. Yep. Go,
Want to freeze right on top of it. It's nice.
Very good correction by Duff. And a good sweep.
Yeah.
Good judge.
Hayley's her version looked huge.
Stays right on the face of that red stone. Very tough to remove.
Firm. Eight. Close. Yep. Hard.
So that wasn't quite what America were looking, sorry, USA were looking to do there.
They're coming down quite a lot down this line.
They were
like-
unlucky it jammed the way it did.
I felt like that was always a risk, though. Did you not see enough of the stones of the house to just try and make a direct hit there and try and shuffle the L's?
Yeah, because there was a small gap between the two stones, so it would have sprung across quite a bit.
Line 2, 3.
Now leaving a chance for Scotland to
Line 3.
put up a guard.
3 just needs to stop. Haley, read it. 3. Over curling.
They don't want to move this any further with the brushes because it's just over curling.
Becca. Nice, Becca. Good Haley.
So it does do enough to guard it. Scotland know that that double's there
I think we
I
need
like
to save the
for
run.
USA to lift. So they need to keep the guard fairly long.
No.
Nothing.
8.
Way out there.
It's good.
So Anne-Marie Duberstein just peeling off the top one.
Just listen. Okay, lines tighter. 2, 2, Haley, Haley. 1, high. Over and up, over and up, over and up.
This one's looking lighter, and it's over curling a bit for them.
Sit. Okay. Good, Becca.
Because there is a good curl on the ice. With too long a guard, it's very easy to come round and just tap back.
Where? Hold down. Yep. Right to it. Yep.
So Sweeper's working this one really hard. Want to get it past the top guard. And she's perfectly passed. And that's a lovely shot.
Everyone.
That's real good by Duberstein.
Yeah. Nose is perfect. Do you want the body?
You got the
Hack?
remote?
Yeah.
Is that on?
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. 11-9.
Couldn't afford to throw it much harder. It'd be hard to get the curl in around the guard.
Just the nose. What way? Just thinking
You
high.
weren't too far off.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, they're even singing to us.
Do you like that ice or? Yeah, I think that. You can hold it, I think, up here. Yeah. Take a touch less. Yeah.
Her hobbies, Anne-Marie Duberstein, her hobbies are watercolour painting.
Yep. Whoa!
Doesn't mention singing, so she maybe needs to add that on as well.
Hard. Really hard.
Trying to get this to curl. Just not going to quite get there, and will jam onto the back yellow.
Okay.
Throwing quite a lot of rotation, Sophie Jackson. I think more than I could remember from a year ago. And of course that makes the stone run straighter.
Just jumped it a little bit. Yeah, my fault, sorry. No, don't worry.
Yeah, just on her out turn, she seems to be spinning it more.
Straight away. Just kind of thought it was down a bit when it came out my hand.
That could be good
so-
for the upweight shots to keep him running straight, but for draws and
It's
the
moving
softer
pretty
touch shots where you
Sorry,
need to come around the
background
guards
is
could be a disadvantage.
What do you think, Jen? They are 1. You don't want to make my 3? I don't mind it. I think their next shot's this, though.
Put some pressure on.
You guys like that?
Kind of do.
Okay.
Do you agree?
What?
They like the hit.
Okay.
Was initially thinking draw.
Yeah, they don't have last stone here, so, you know, they were thinking if they hit that, yes, they could lie 3.
Do you want to try to roll out a little?
Yeah. I mean, if we just sit
Okay.
there, that's fine.
Yeah.
She wants to make the double, that's fine.
What? Oh.
Wait, let's add some pressure. Guys, have a bit more.
She didn't hear you.
Bit more.
Yeah, so really Madison Bear probably won't want to nose this and leave a pocket, because Scotland could come up and freeze it.
So the two thoughts here is either come around those guards first, maybe set up for 2, But this is to make the headline 3, put some pressure on Sophie Jackson to say, well, if you want to come around those guards, you might do that, but if you miss it, we could be scoring 4.
That's fine. That works.
Will put less pressure on Scotland, now only sitting 2. Now would you like to see Scotland just ignore those and come straight around the guards?
I like that.
Try and get to here.
That's what they're looking at.
I think we
As
have
bodied
to.
as you can is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Joy.
Yeah, both of these USA stones are back 8 foot, so it gives Scotland the opportunity to come round. Force
Just try and get as buried as we can.
USA to have to take the 1.
You've been playing nice weights. Yeah. Do you think that ice or a touch less?
I think that's good. We can swing it, so.
Should come down on this line.
Line's good. Line's good.
Needs to come. 6.
Stay low. Whoa.
So sweepers are saying the weights.
We're all there. All there.
Stay low, nothing.
You can see the stone there spinning
Leave if you
quite a lot
can.
coming down the ice.
Don't really want to.
But she needs to sit short.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Good.
I don't even know if we want to play hack. What'd you get?
13-5.
Just a bit heavy, and USA are able to come round and tap this back for 3.
Not seeing that stone back 8 and that centre guard so long. It's not really even in play. I mean, if you just barely brush by the guard, you're probably over curling anyway. So it's almost like that guard's not even there,
Probably
Just have
back
to
line.
wait for it.
at least for the weight they're throwing.
Yeah. What's that? What was that? What's back 12?
Because
back 8? Or back line?
Sophie
What's back
Jackson
line?
did ask there about the ice before she played, and because she does spin her handle quite a lot, she could have afforded to take less ice.
And also with the rotation, stones will actually usually run a bit quicker. Not grabbing onto the ice quite as much. See less rotation from Madison Bear.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Close. Yes.
Pulling the sweepers off, now back on, pretty close.
Yes.
Last stone here to score a 3,
Right to it.
take a 4-point lead.
Never up. Yep. Yep.
Looking good here
Good.
from Madison Bear, and USA, look at that, 1, 2, 3 for the Americans. And they will lead this game 5-1 after only 3 ends of play. But there's a long way to go yet here in Curl Aberdeen.
Okay, fourth end.
Let's get 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're making mistakes as well, so let's just force them to make mistakes more.
Yeah.
Okay. Go 2.
A perfect game plan for USA so far, scoring 2 in that first end, forcing Scotland to the 1,
You gotta take it through.
and then scoring 3 back with the hammer. In the third, it'd be tough to plan for any better start than this.
That's fine.
Yeah, great start when you've got the hammer.
Do you want it out?
Take a 2, force a 1, take a 3. Textbook curling. However, Scotland need to here try and generate their 2 back. Use that last stone to their advantage. And Mackenzie's had a great game so far today. So important for the lead to get the stones in the right place, set up the end.
Haley! Haley!
Well, they are getting a bit of help here in the fourth end. That first stone
Hard.
from Alison Howell just ran straight through,
Go, she can get it. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yes,
wanting to bring this a little bit
hard.
closer to the rings.
Good sweep, girls. So,
Very good sweep indeed. That's in a pretty usable spot for Scotland.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they just play so different. But I don't really want to.
So Alison Howell struggled a wee bit with her weight today, getting her stones in the right position.
Line's really good. Jenna's rock.
But she's looking better with this one.
Easy. Top house.
She wants us to be in the forefoot.
Really nice.
That's perfect. Scotland will ignore that and put up a second corner guard.
Think you're there. Line's good. Her hair high. Think you're there. Whoa. 2, 3. Line's good. 3. Line's good.
I think I can go.
Becca. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Get there.
Just stops short of the rings.
9-5.
Little bit down.
Whoa. 9-9.
So Jenna
9-5.
Nothing. We're not on it yet.
wants to just remove this from play and roll into the house if possible. She just on the wide side and misses everything.
Yep, certainly setting up nicely for Scotland.
Yeah.
To try and score two back here, two corner guards.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, so important when your opposition makes a mistake like that, that you capitalise straight away.
Okay, line's a bit high. 6, 5. Line's good.
Haley Duff from Forfar.
Line. Yeah, line.
Just try and draw around this corner guard.
Leanne, hard, Leanne. Hard,
To make sure it's fully buried.
hard, go, go, go. Hard, every inch. Go, 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 go. I like the double. Good sweep, Becca.
Can see half that, but I don't think USA will. Well, they're going for the shot in the house. They'll just take the corner guard off.
Yep. 9. Hard. Really hard, guys. Hard for the.
So wanted to make up for her previous error. And she catches it on the wrong side. Does spin out and take the guard away, but she's actually tapped the yellow across the house.
Top 12.
The first one you were on, that's how you use it.
Yeah.
Kind of sent it in.
Okay. Did they straighten it on the first one?
No, I
Yeah.
said 9-0.
Okay.
Line's good. We're up on laps. Okay.
7.
No, don't touch
8.
it. Needs to swing. Needs to curl a lot.
Okay, really big.
So Haley Duff just going to draw around the other corner guard, try and bury down. If it's going to hang on,
Okay, Haley.
and just bites the back ring.
Yeah.
Yep, just means there's room for more in behind that guard.
9-5.
I believe the
9-5. Oh!
US Federation, USA Curling, picked this team to play together, pretty much. Said, you're a great fit. You should be playing together, and that's what they're doing. Just take a look at the other scores. Switzerland is up 2-1 over China. Korea 2-1 over Russia. Sweden 4-1 over Turkey. And Canada 2-1 over Norway. So Sweden again looking pretty strong.
Yeah, some close games out there tonight. There's only one more round-robin game to go after this, so this is quite a tense round for them all.
I think we're bumping.
So many teams are still in contention to reach the playoff stages.
8, 9. Yep, it's coming alive. Yeah, light.
So Scotland looking just to come in and freeze on top of this
Hard.
red stone.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
USA are 4 up. They're not needing to do anything too clever. Just split the Scottish stone out the house. They want to force Scotland to take their one at this end.
That's okay. Oh. Woo! That works.
I don't think they'd actually seen the jam being possible on the wing one there until it happened.
Yeah, it's always an option.
Plan B.
How?
That was a little bit of luck. Thank you, high school curling.
Thanks for teaching me those shots, right?
Where are we going?
Behind.
Wait, only. 4. Line's good. Hard line. Yep, hard line. Where? 4. Okay. Freeze this one if you can. Yep.
Just trying to draw around behind these two red stagger stones.
Okay.
Just short of weight.
And then they have the hit roll
Hit roll on what? On this?
at this. But then we'd still be 1-2.
I mean, it's either come here. I'm honestly fine with this. Just putting more pressure on them.
Okay, let's do it. If we end up hanging out a bit, that's not awful, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, we're just trying to force.
Yeah, force is the goal, right?
Hear that, Dave?
Okay. Keep scooting a bit. Let's go.
Wait.
Let's go there.
You go, Coco.
Do you like that placement? I mean, they have this nose double. That's pretty tough. You gotta. Yeah, I like that.
Unless you want to tap this.
Not really. I think it makes the shot easier if we mess it up a bit.
Okay. See the draw.
Because right now it's just on that top one. It's not really on this one unless they hit it
Okay.
angled a bit.
Yeah.
Do you guys like just trying to draw another one top 8?
Yeah, I like
I think let's try to block any draw.
that. If we're lighter, is that okay? Because you can't really, like, take away the hit. Yeah, let's try side here.
I mean, deeper is probably pro side, in all honesty.
Alright, so, do you want to try?
Yeah.
I bet a 4 on
Okay, speeding up just a bit. Not much. Okay.
So 96% for Madison Bear today. Not done it very much wrong at all.
Plenty of room.
Top 8!
Just keep looking.
Hold it!
So she doesn't want to take this
Plenty
one
here.
too far
Just
into
top 8!
to leave a good hit and roll for Scotland.
Do we need to take it all the way back?
Take it back then. Or is it here? Whoa, leave it.
Sorry.
More or less what they wanted.
Fraction further than they had said, but not bad at all. I think Scotland are still going to have to draw anyway.
Probably need to go back forward to get it fully buried. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so the important thing here for Sophie Jackson to be buried behind the guard, so it makes it harder for USA to remove.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably need to be back 4, back T to get it buried.
Should be there, I think.
5. Well, nothing really.
5.
So we've seen down here Sophie Jackson just with the more rotation in her out turn. It's hanging a lot straighter.
Go, 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 go. Just get here.
Oh!
Okay.
Just doesn't do much.
Don't seem to be taking correct ice for it. If that's the way she wants to throw them, she's going to have to take less ice, that's for sure. A few times now, she hasn't curled quite as much.
Just
Or
nose.
not enough.
So both these teams played at Curl Aberdeen for the Scottish Junior Championships. They were rivals, and Rebecca Morrison's team beat Sophie Jackson's team twice that week to win the event.
A nose hit here would be ideal for USA. Would really block the pass to the forefoot. Look at that. It's pretty much perfect. How do you get in here? That's a pretty tight port to come through. You might have to chisel off those top reds and spin into the forefoot. Well, if anyone's going to draw through a tight port, it would be Sophie Jackson
Pressure's on.
with that straight spinner.
She's playing her intern here though. So does she spin it as much?
We'll see. So coming through the port of the top 2 stones there in the 12 foot. It's pretty snug for a draw. And then having to get the right weight as well.
Yeah. Do you like that ice or touch less?
It's a tough port to come through.
This is where if you're needing to curl, then the sweepers can't sweep it for weight. And obviously if it's curling too much, then the sweepers
The weight wasn't far away.
might have to sweep it to get it past, but might not want to. Communication will be key here.
More positive.
Close, right.
Nothing for light. You're
6, 7. Yeah.
Just close. Close. Yes.
A bit of a tasting on this draw as well. Looking pretty close though.
Whoa, you can.
How's the weight? Comes through that port. Duberstein trying to sweep it. How far does it go? It's slipping. It's slipping. That's hard to tell. Is it 1 red maybe?
Yeah, I think the second one's close, but I think it's Scotland have got second shot.
It could be 1-0. I'm not sure.
And better be
Because red.
Try just measure. Yeah. What ones do you want? Do you want to take?
That's out.
Okay, that's it.
I think this is. I don't actually don't.
Just trying to figure out
Do you
which
want to measure
stones
those
they
three?
Sure, yeah.
want to measure. I'm just going to ask for a
so hard
3-way
when they're not
measure here.
Yeah.
Although it does really look like that top red is out of contention. But you never know.
Are you measuring all 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was closer than this one, but it's just really hard to tell.
Better safe than sorry. Not often we get a 3-way measure anyway.
No. Albert Midler on to measure.
Didn't think it would run as far as that. Yeah, it just went dragging on.
Suppose you said you're more positive, so.
Just trying to figure out who has scored here. Don't think that top red is close, but this one though,
Sorry?
that second. Indeed. It is one red. A steal of 1 for USA. They will lead this game 6-1 after 4 ends. They're starting to run away with it here.
Okay. Really nice.
Yeah.
Really had them on their toes.
Did it look close?
I thought it was us, but
Okay.
it was
Good
really
top
close.
4.
Yeah.
Place it, guys. Good. Gotta be top 4. 5, 6. Hang in a bit. 5.
5. Coming down.
All the way in. Hard. Yup, girls. All the way in, all the way in. Really good.
Sorry. Good.
82.
I had a 90 on that. You think it was the first pass?
Five points down. Team Scotland.
Thank you there.
Is it impossible to bring this game around, Rona?
Line's good. Line's good.
No.
Yep, hard, girls. Hard. 1, 2.
Plenty ends left.
Hard.
Take a 2.
Go, go.
Force, take a 2.
Hard, hard,
Have a
hard,
wee
hard,
steal in
hard.
there as
All
well.
the way, girls.
Game's
Go,
not
go,
dead.
go. Yep, yep.
Just need to sharpen up with some shot play and, you know, better their stone positioning. Put some pressure on to USA.
Down. Net down.
I believe if you score a 2 and force the 1 throughout the game, it's tied after 10.
Line's great.
3.
Yep, and then that's your steal in the extra, so it's all good.
Right back
Game's
this
still
one.
wide open.
Gotta go. Hard, girls.
So they just need to try and get a bit more pressure onto USA.
My mic is like in my mouth.
3. Yep. Yep. Line's good. Line's good. Way only. Top 3. Back up. Yes. Yes. Hard. Back up. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I believe this one has picked up something. Frustration showing for Mackenzie, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Not looking so good up on the scoreboard, and then
Happened more of like, yeah.
have a pickup as well. It's just being kicked while you're down.
At least it did leave a guard. I know it's a centre one, but at least it
You like
did
this, Ike?
leave a guard in play.
Can I just touch last? Yeah. Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard, girls.
It's a good peel.
Beauty. Yeah.
So both these teams are on 3 wins coming into this game, so both still in contention. So Haley Duff just trying to come in and freeze the top reds. Swept it hard, but just comes up short.
We don't need more points.
So USA straight away just clear off the guard. They don't want to leave anything that Scotland can use.
Yep. Yep. Right to it. Right to it. Clean. Good. Good. Right on.
Plays that really nicely.
Yeah, came down a lot too. So they make the same weight? No, I think still a little bit more. Okay.
Line's good. Weight's good. 5. Okay, line's nice. 5. Clean. Slow, Leanne. Yep. Leanne.
Just trying to get something going here, drawing around the stones in the house. Try and force an error out of USA.
Go, go, go.
She's got good line if she's got the weight.
Okay.
Just comes up short.
Off.
Looking for the slash double on the O's. This might not make contact though.
Oh, God, she's making me scared.
Just enough. Madison Bear say.
Good.
Duberstein just scaring her a little bit there.
Just a little bit flick up again.
And that's where Scotland were wanting their stone at the back of
Clean it up a
the
lot.
two staggered stones.
Yeah.
So it's now there. So it's important to put this in a good place where it doesn't leave a double and it makes it harder for USA.
Coming around here.
Yeah, I'd quite like to see her just freeze in the pocket of the two reds, because then it'd be very difficult for USA to remove it.
This one having some curling to do. And weight is a bit shy as well.
Hard, Haley. Hard, 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 hard. Okay. Hey, it's about nose.
Because if they drew right round
Don't
perfectly
get
there,
super little
USA
off,
always
that's
had their
great.
red to raise up, whereas if they froze right in the pocket, it'd be very difficult to remove that.
Trying to play the run back here, USA. Do not just peel the open yellow as well. Seems like maybe the safer call. Of course, if you make this one's real good. Ooh, just going to tickle it, but leaves it, so
That's twice she's tickled that back stone.
yeah, proving hard to remove. That leaves two yellows in play for Scotland.
That was close.
Sorry, I thought we had it. Look good.
I think so. If it's tight, you can get the tap.
So Rebecca Morrison now trying to draw right round.
Okay, line's good. Behind this one.
Felt plenty.
Wait only.
They can't afford to take it further back because the reds are very usable for USA to raise.
Hard. Whoa. Yep, yep, yep.
Haley, go, 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 go.
Haley, go, go, go.
Get back up. Really nice sweep,
That's
Haley.
a good shot in there.
Get back up. Nice.
There might.
What?
There's a triple if you hit it right. Yeah.
Oh, so it's firm. clean it up.
You heard Madison Bear
Solid
saying there
firm.
that there's a triple on,
Firm. Yeah.
but she's happy just to take
We
two
can
away
afford to
here.
miss it a little bit on this side. Okay.
For something that flew at my hand, and I was like, it looked like I was like,
That's happened to me before.
it looked like I was raging. No! Stay close!
No!
Close, yeah!
No! No! No!
No!
No! 9-3.
Out there.
So just caught it in the high side and only takes the top one. So a great opportunity now for Scotland to really
Yeah,
put
do
the
I
pressure
corner?
on.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The only thing she's got just now is just,
Yeah.
even if we're shorter, it's okay.
So 4?
Yeah. Just corner freeze the top one. We can be a bit shorter than that, but doing that, then she's not got much of a shot, so
Sets us up for something as well.
yeah. She moves so much when you do that.
All there! Wait, Line's good!
Just for weight!
Haley! Release the
Line's
curl.
really big!
Hard, Haley! Yeah, go hard! Hard!
Whoa, whoa,
Hard,
whoa,
Haley.
whoa, whoa.
Would like to just slightly sit on the corner.
Do you guys want to clear it up? They're sitting two.
I like the same thing.
I think
Scotland's
we can get that
definitely right
double.
back in the game. If they do score a 3,
Still forces her to play this.
Yeah.
Same weight.
Oh! Close!
Whoa! No!
Oh,
Nothing!
close!
Nothing!
Yes!
Yes!
She's close.
1, 2, 3, make contact. Did everything here. Spells 2 and leaves them sitting short. Maybe even 2 here, USA. That's really nice. Stunning shot by Madison Bear. Didn't sound like that was there, but curled enough in the end. Almost too much.
Sorry, good call.
Actually, tough to catch him much better than that. Just a tiny bit more weight, and that third one goes as well.
I didn't look. It's so rude going into the house, you know? Yeah. It's like their house.
Swear.
Yeah, my last one had been far away.
Are USA sitting too? Well, they're drawing anyway. I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't really matter if they're only sitting the one or not. Can't really see a shot for 2 anyway.
Really positive.
Haley's!
All yours!
Line's good, please!
So from looking at maybe scoring 3, now having to draw for the single.
Line's good!
Line's good, line's good.
And that shot looks made.
Good stuff.
Well, that's a devastating blow for Scotland, looking so good throughout that end. Great shot by Madison Bear to tidy things up. It will just be the one for Scotland, and that's half-time. USA will be up 6-2. 5-minute break, and the teams are back on. USA, Scotland in the women's competition. First end, Madison Bear, skip of USA. With the nose hit to score 2.
She called it. Yep. She's like, 1 yellow? We're like, we're not over yet. 1 second. I said.
Scotland scores 1 back in the second.
Okay.
But Madison Bear with a great chance to put another multiple score up on the board. Beautiful little tap out to score 3. Up 5-1 after 3 ends.
They're making mistakes as well, so let's just force. Yeah, the weight wasn't far.
And look at this in the fourth. USA lying 3. Sophie Jackson needing to navigate past the port. Well, this one slipping a little deep. Duberstein trying to sweep it. We would have a measure.
Did it look close?
It would be a steal 1 for USA.
I thought it was us, but it was.
And that is the score. 6-2. That single point picked up in the 5th by Scotland. And these are the other scores in Curl Aberdeen, the ice rink. This evening, China is up 4-2, playing Switzerland. Korea is up 3-2, playing Russia. Sweden is up 5-1, playing Turkey. And Canada has a 2-point lead on Norway.
Rebecca was like, did that fling brush there? I was like, so
No, she didn't. She just dropped it down gently. Dropped it down gently. Yeah.
I don't know why I was still annoyed at my brush. But
2 centres, 1 centre, 2 centres.
okay.
You can do it. You can certainly do this.
Come on, let's graft it, graft it,
Certainly
graft
do
it.
it.
Oh, graft it, graft it, graft it.
Keep going until we've nothing left to give, okay?
No vortex.
Well, taking a look at the stats, we see the throwing percentages fairly even. But the scoreboard is showing us something quite different. USA up by 4. It's still a long way to go, but USA definitely with a strong hold in this game so far.
Leave it one. Okay, we'll go with one. Whoa. Whoa. Get there.
That's fine. I was like to the hand, you're even more raging than when I tried to run over those kids last night in the car.
The teams are back in action here. USA playing Scotland, World Junior Curling Championships 2018.
Little light.
You're listening to myself, Sander Ilvåg, and Olympic champion
Yep, easy.
Rona Howie.
Where? 7, 8.
6.
I want an 8. 7. I want an 8. 7, 8. 8.
It's there.
8, 9's okay.
Quite a tough start for Scotland, but we see them throwing the long centre guard here in the first end. Do you expect him to throw another centre guard maybe?
Yeah, Sophie's just asking Leanne to put it close to the rings but short so that they've got double cover. in the free guard zone. The arms are a
Like
good game today.
3, 4, 4, 5.
Don't want to go.
Hear this? 4, 5.
I think you're here.
6. Haley. 5. Haley. Yep. Haley Hart.
So this one's coming right into the rings.
Okay. Okay.
So right on the button. So it doesn't give them a second guard. USA will be able to come around and just tap this back.
I can see a little bit on this side.
Okay.
But if you like playing, that's fine.
No, you're good.
Are we playing hack? Still hack?
Yeah.
So we're just going to play a hack weight tap back. And even if they just nick the guard, they can't remove it from play, but they can just nick it to the side.
Back line.
She's throwing this one out a bit and
Close hand.
take her time to
Whoa.
come.
Nothing yet, nothing yet. Whoa. Jenna's
She's played a really nice weight just to tap it back.
Easy, whoa, 1 up.
Yeah, all about opening up that scoring area. USA would be quite happy to just even score a 1 here. Just make sure they're not giving up steals and too many big scores. USA has won gold on 1 occasion in the women's competition at the World Juniors. Cassandra Johnson skipped that team back in 2002.
Oh no. 4, 3.
Scotland, of course,
Really moving. 4, 5.
done quite well.
Okay. Sitting down a
They're
lot now.
second
Let it come
overall
down.
in medals with 9 titles
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
since this competition has been hosted.
Okay.
Starting off in 1988 for the women.
And how have Norway done?
We've won 1 gold. That was Lynn Gitmark in Trois-Rivières. My French is not that good. It's 3 rivers in Quebec, Canada. Interesting fact there. Lynn played, I want to say like 6 World Juniors, placing 8th, 9th, and 10th, and then suddenly 1 gold. So got really good in that last year.
Too tight. Just like there.
Practice makes permanent. Perseverance pays off.
A little less.
So USA just clearing up the front, keeping guards out of play, and Scotland will just keep replacing these guards. Trying to force an error from USA.
I think you're there again. Line's good. There.
Well, speaking of
2, 3.
improvement, Sophie Jackson, of course, skipped Scotland at the World Junior Championship 2 years back. Ranked 9th out of 10 teams. Was relegated.
Whoa.
Then won the B and got silver the next year.
Haley. Good day.
Sometimes it just
I just like feeling.
depends on your week. You can have a good week, you can
And
have a
it's
bad
all
week.
about experience, because with juniors, it may be their first championship. So it's a big learning curve, and making sure you learn from
You're good. Okay.
any mistakes, any losses, and learn from wins. So it's a big learning curve for these youngsters to come back and be better.
Same place. Okay.
So Rebecca Morrison playing third stones today. Just wanting to replace this guard.
It's gonna over cuddle. 1, 2. It's gonna over cuddle. 1. Just let it stop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Okay.
Hands are freezing.
So it's quite a long guard. Madison Bear looking at whether to come round and tap back or take the guard, but just quite happy to keep peeling the front. They've got last stone, they're 4 up. They don't want to get sucked into any cuddling behind guards.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Right to it. Right to it.
Hard 10. Yep. Hard, girls.
And clears that nicely.
That's good. Good job, Dad. Line's good. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Line's good. 3. Line's good. 2.
So just wanted to replace the centre guard again.
Whoa. Sit.
Sit.
Sit. Haley might be a wee bit. Okay, good. Get back.
Good.
Nice shot. Good throws.
Good.
Whoa. Whoa. She's good. It's good.
USA quite happy just to clear off the top one.
Well, they are currently lying 1.
Do you guys like another guard or
As
not?
it lies, they can draw for 2 even. So
I think
Well,
if
then
you
she
do
still
this,
has to do the double.
yeah, but she's been making.
She has.
Scotland's going to have to make a move
Leave your guard up now and then you leave
at
your
some
hips
point.
flat.
I think the hand rule. I just think that she's gonna.
Do you want one more shot? Do you think she'll feel it if we put it in front
think
guard?
so.
Yeah.
So regard a bit difficult.
Sophie and Rebecca just having a discussion whether to put up another guard or whether to remove the
I think
red stone in the house.
even if she plays round it, then we're gonna have a shot at it. So,
Okay.
but I think she'll peel it.
So just go for the guard.
Yeah. Running quite nice here.
Yeah, it's quite fast down here.
Quite soft for me. 2, 1.
Haley,
Needs to curl.
Needs to
Wait,
move.
hard, Haley, hard, Haley.
Haley
Go,
needs
go,
to
go.
move.
Swing it.
Haley,
swing it.
hard.
Go, go, go. Swing it hard. Go, 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 go.
So with the spinnier handle, they need to sweep this to bring it on to the centre line.
Go, hard.
Does hang straighter.
Go, 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 go. Sorry, I just jumped to Sophie.
You like board or 10?
I like 10.
Certainly can see quite a lot of that Yellowstone top 8 now.
Yeah, me too.
This?
Perfect.
Just a nose hit or even
hang and watch the double.
roll a few inches to the right as we see it.
The way it's been curling.
It'd be pretty good for USA. And even if Jackson makes a hit and roll underneath, they can run that stone back.
Okay. Good rate, I think. We'd like to flop a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, that way. Okay.
Madison Bear, great game so far today.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa! 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 Right up!
She wanted just to flop over,
That works.
catch it in the high side, but she does lift the double.
That
So
works.
both Scottish stones have removed
Yeah.
in the rings.
Do you like batter or?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just
I think
wondering
so.
which hand.
She's happy with that one.
This one.
I think this one.
She was a bit on the high side, but did take the double. Scotland now need to be careful.
Barrier.
They don't have last stone, and if they lose a big end here, it would be an uphill battle to come back.
Over the other one.
It's not possible to get Shawstone with just a draw around the guard, or at least almost fully buried.
Honest. Take the other one then.
Well, what one do you feel more comfortable playing?
Probably this one.
Then you can hold it anyway.
Yeah.
I think with the line, they've been struggling a bit with getting the line right on these dead draws around the guards.
This is a very tough shot to get this fully buried with a hit and roll.
Hard! Yeah! Hard! 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 Hard, Lewis! Hard! Hard!
It's just going to sit right there in the open. That will be a nose hit for USA to score 3.
Got it. Throw well.
Just a touch, yeah. So just down, do you think?
Yeah, go a little down.
All right, at least clear it, right?
Just can't catch a break.
Solid
before
95.
They skip shots, because every time she's getting like a back on there.
Yeah. I think I'm like really struggling to believe how much less mine are gonna curl.
Yeah, Becca's.
It's like nearly 2
Yep.
Last on 6-10 could be to kill the game right here with a score of 3.
Hard! Right to it! Clear!
Keeping it straight, Alison Howell and Bercheski. Look at that.
Great, sweet.
1, 2, 3 for USA. That will be a 9-2 game in favour of the US of A.
9-2.
Scotland will have a think here if it's worth to keep it going.
Really good.
I think we'll go one more.
Just keep it clean. What end are we in? We're in the 7.
Do we want to go top 4?
No.
I mean,
I think we should stick to what.
Just go through.
You like that? Okay.
you want to take it?
Seems pretty heavy for a draw here, Rona.
USA just deciding they don't want any stones in play.
The more I thought about it, I'm like,
Any more stones in the head are just an enemy to them and a benefit to Scotland to freeze. There's 7 shots up with 4 ends to go.
Keep it nice and clean out here.
Okay.
Okay.
You're usually in pretty good shape when you're just throwing stones away.
That's when you're a lead. There's not a lot of pressure on your shots.
Except for maybe a certain World Championship final.
Line's good. Line's good. Heads up. Line's good.
Good old game. Kevin Martin of Canada playing David Murdoch of Scotland. Kevin Martin chose to throw his first stone just away. Rarely see that at skip position in a tight game.
Good day.
And it might have cost him. Murdoch picked up the title. 09, I believe.
It was indeed. I'm sure if he was in the same position again, he potentially wouldn't throw it through.
had like a back. Oh, what? I almost just fell backwards.
So Alison Howe, not used to playing big weight shots at lead, even for throw-throughs.
Yeah.
Really far.
Bit of a wobble. So Leanne McKenzie up a second corner guard.
Think you're there.
Line's good. Good do it to Carl. Haley. Carl. Hard, girls. Hard, hard, girls. Just leave it high then. Leave it high. Haley. Yep. Hard, girls. Go. Okay.
Two corner guards in place for Scotland. USA will just start peeling.
Wall clean. Wall. Right off. Just kidding.
Peace.
Yep. Nice try.
Ooh, close to that double as well. Bercheski.
Right on, Jen.
I know.
So close. It's a game of millimeters and inches.
I feel like sometimes the skip will just call for the peel on the single guard. Then the player would be thinking in the back of their head, well, I see there's a double there.
Line's good.
I want to go for it.
2.
Line's good. 2, 3.
So Hayley Duff just looking to replace
Yep.
this corner guard.
Wall. Good, Haley.
Good, Haley.
Good sweep, Becca.
Make this one good. Yep.
Close.
Oh.
Wall. Good.
Her peels have been good.
She's nailing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Scotland just have to keep persevering with the guards and hope for an error from USA.
You hear the US back end talking about Bercheski saying the peel game's been really good. That's such a good tool to have on your team. The second player and just makes those peels on the guards time and time again. Not letting your opponent
Hard, really hard.
have anything.
Hard, yep. Good throw. You're banging into you there.
Who used to do that job for you, Rona?
I had Fiona McDonald at second as my peeler. And I think more so now when we move to the 5-rock rule next year, the second
Whoa.
is going to have to be very multi-skilled because they could be guarding and drawing. And then they have to play that big takeout and remove several pieces of granite.
Yeah, we've certainly seen that over the years. Every player needing every tool in their toolbox. But for Duberstein here, we see a slight mistake. He's actually able to touch that yellow with that kind of weight and still not move it more than half an inch.
It's the error Scotland have been waiting for. An opportunity now to get round behind the cover. Set up a 2.
Line's good. 7, 6. Stay close, line. Yes. 5. Hard. Gotta go. Hard.
Working this one really hard.
Oh.
Gets it past the guard.
Good, Becca.
And a lovely stone in there.
Haley. Right to it. Right to it.
Bump them in. Sorry, I was scared we were gonna touch that close.
Yeah.
So no mistake that time.
What, would you ever come round or?
We've only got 3
Heels the guard nicely.
I think come round.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
don't
wait.
mind that. Then we're only going to be getting 2.
Yeah.
I think I like from one more and then push Sophie's.
Very short.
Okay, line to touch tight. 2, 3.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
3.
Whoa, whoa.
Line's good. 2, 1.
Line's tight.
1. Yep. Don't leave it 1. Sit. Okay.
Sit.
Sit down. Okay.
Bit long this time. The line seems pretty good.
Oh, you got it.
If we rip this one, they're going to draw behind.
Which is fine. Then we're gonna give 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebecca and Sophie were having a debate as whether to come round the corner guard or put up another corner.
You wanna?
No, it's good.
Sorry, we were just chatting about what happens if you like went round.
Yeah.
That back one's there, so I might broom this a little bit more here. But we're just going for the top one.
Yeah, I like the feel.
And just a touch more. I don't throw the same weight you guys do.
Give you any.
Just a touch more. That's good.
So Madison Bear, 20-year-old from Minnesota. Hobbies include tennis and golf.
That's got to be 2 very frustrating sports to combine with curling.
And plays that nicely. Just goes over the top of the other corner.
Yeah. I think just
Give them their
buddies.
2.
You can
Yeah.
do this deep.
Touch less.
Touch less.
Yeah.
Yes, slips across the top.
I was actually nervous as hell that we were going to
Tap it in. Yeah.
No, I just wanted a little bit
Maybe
more
a
in
touch
case, like,
less.
if it did come wide.
Yeah.
Great opportunity now for Scotland
We can maybe even
to build up their 2.
top one if we need to. I think that should be close.
Okay, nothing for line.
Leanne's for line.
Please. Really got to swing.
What's crucial with this is that she doesn't leave a double,
Okay, you're starting to move
because
now.
USA are always going to hit the open one when
Get
they're
me.
that far up in the game. They're not going to try one that's pretty well buried, so they don't want to leave a double. That's pretty good there.
You want it? If you throw.
Same weight. Can get a big roll or roll out. Same thing here. Okay. Might be able to roll pretty far here. See. Kind of would rather make her hit on her last one.
Yeah. What kind of weight?
Solid, pretty much the same.
Okay.
A little less, but
Look at
solid
those
firm.
numbers for Madison Bear. As close to perfection as you can get. Looking for the hit on the open yellow. Wouldn't mind rolling in behind the other. We can also hear her saying, want to leave Sophie Jackson the hit, but this one just over curling a bit too much. Which means Scotland will play the same draw again. I'll even have backing on that Yellowstone end the rings. Just draw right onto it. They'll get their two. Is it ever splittable, this corner guard? Is it possible?
Or just the draw?
Close?
Did you think the split was there?
Close,
I don't know. I didn't
but
see
difficult.
It was, but
Becca, do you think the split's there?
I feel like it might be worth a go at this stage.
You're 7 down, you really need points on the board, so if it's a possibility, then it's risk versus reward.
it looks quite tricky.
They'll be
I think
5
it's
down with a
worth
score
going
2
for.
here, 3 hands to go.
I think we have to go across the face, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's there.
As long as you make sure that
So I just draw.
your
Yeah.
shooter is,
Yeah.
or one of them is going in, that you're going to get your 2 anyway, if you didn't get your 3. Not a lot of room to play with there.
I think you have to go across the face, and it's really tough. So.
Bounce off the wall, sure.
Same way.
Actually, I think the split might be harder with the amount of rotation Sophie Jackson throws. Just wouldn't get as much action off of that guard with the shooter.
More positive.
Okay, all yours, Haley's.
And it will just be the draw for 2.
Yeah, there were more. We're there.
Haley's, just clean. Good stuff.
Looking very much in control here. Onto that stone just thrown a few moments ago. 2 points up on the board for Scotland.
Yes, bro.
They'll be trailing by 5. It's 9-4 for USA.
Just need to go all out. Yeah. Just need to go all out here.
Just gonna junk it up unless we roll out, you know. If we end up leaving 2 corner guards, it's kind of helping them.
Okay.
So what
No.
do you want to do with it?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Line's good. Take your time. 2, 3. Line's good.
2 points up on the board for Scotland. Looking to make the comeback of a lifetime here playing USA.
Hard! Go, go, go! Hard, girls, go, go, go!
And guards are very much needed. Leanne Mackenzie's had a good game so far. Alison Howell too, just a couple of half shots on the up weight. Now it's her time to shine.
Yep.
And playing the tick shots. Not allowed to remove this guard from play, but you're allowed to try and split them. Keep them in play, but open up the front, open up the center line. Looking pretty close here. That's a perfect shot by Alison Howell. Even spins that shooter right out of play.
That a girl.
Real nice.
Great shot.
Good call.
She actually plays that with more weight than most leads, but when you do and make it, it's much better. Leaves less shrapnel around. Just to be able to roll that shooter away and out of play makes it all easier for USA. Quite often you see the tick shot being made with less weight and leaves a lot of stones in the wings. Makes it all tougher for USA to field the centre guards that Scotland puts up. So, great result there.
Just one. Wait about just one. Yeah. Bailey said. Yep.
So Leanne Mackenzie just putting up another centre guard.
Good.
Same thing. It was 6 still.
Let's see if Howell can make another one.
Bit higher.
more. Okay, whoa, nothing.
Throwing it.
Nothing.
Oh,
Whoa.
extra up, and this guard being a bit longer might not have enough time to curl. Or does it? Get a touch? Look at that. 2 peaches from Alison Howell.
Fantastic.
Beauty.
A couple of the best stick shots
good
I've seen
ones.
in a good while. Because you keeping that one side fully open for USA to peel to. That's just brilliant. That's a long time lead myself. I'm impressed.
Were you not as accurate as that?
2, 3.
You know,
Here.
I have the option of tooting my own horn here.
Just 3. Just
We're
Okay,
telling the
so
true story.
Scotland putting centre guards back on. Just have to
Taylor. Good.
hope for an error from USA.
To be fair, Rona, it was like quite seldom that our team would be leading a game anyway, so never got the chance.
So you were always guarding. Well, the second players, exactly the same stats for today,
Line's good, yeah.
but just shows the game. Jenna
Clean.
Burszewski has not played one draw. All she's been doing all game is hitting. And that's due to the fact they've been up in the game.
Oh, good calls. Thanks. Just coming behind them corners. Okay.
Line tight.
You're slight, Becca. It should sit down at
Where?
I think it's
5. All back. 5. 6. Becca, if you can. Yeah, Becca.
Becca.
Where are we?
6,
So
7.
chosen to bring Hayley Duff's draw right round these guards.
Hard, Becca. Go.
It's quite early in the end to come into the rings at the second player stones.
yeah.
Because at the end of the end, that stone's very easy to outdraw. Scotland just trying to mix it up a bit, try and force an error.
Yep. Right to it. Clean.
Peeled the one that she wanted.
It's like over the foot. Jeez.
Line's good. 2, 3.
Here's the
Leanne. Leanne.
So Rebecca Morrison just asked to bid up another centre guard.
Line's good. 3. Just clean it. Just clean
Over
it.
there.
Good, Becca.
Nice shot.
That's it.
Good speed.
Plays that nicely.
Oh God, nope.
Bit of a strange delivery there from
Hard, guys.
She said no,
Hard roll, Al. Everything you
but
got.
you need to sweep here.
Go. It's coming out a little weird there.
a little weird.
Just like you said.
She said, oh no, but before she actually let the stone go, so I think she could tell she was sliding a bit twisted.
Just annoying.
It's all right.
Rebecca Morrison outplaying Anne-Marie Duberstein in this game.
Just 70.
So just coming around this corner.
Yep.
Hardly, hardly.
We see Switzerland tied at 4 playing China. Korea up 5-4 playing Russia. Sweden up 3 points on Turkey, and Canada is up 2 points on Norway with the last zone advantage
Or do we just peel?
in the 8th end.
Like running, if we peel, it's fine.
Just peel?
Run.
So it'll certainly change
Alright.
things in the round robin. Still is very open. So many evenly matched teams, more and more every year in the juniors.
Whoa! Slow down! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
See if Duberstein can make this run back to make up for that first mistake. Just not quite. USA does have the last stone, but I'm sure Madison Bear doesn't want to be hitting or drawing against a bundle.
So if you go there, I think I'll go for this one, but she might not get the roll. And then if she doesn't, you can come here.
I don't know whether to go top 12 or like. What do you think?
I think if
I think she's gonna go for this one, but
I think if you guard it,
But then
she might just come there.
yeah.
what do you like? That?
We were thinking here, maybe. Yeah, here.
What
I
about
think, I
there?
think I like here.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
And if we're short, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just here.
Either that or like right round.
Do you want to call a timeout?
I think if we're gonna, we've got to do it now.
Timeout called by Team Scotland.
If you're heavy, we can
Trying to discuss this even further.
Yeah. I just don't know, because if you play the guard and she peels it, then
I mean, she's
having
gonna
to
have
play
the
against
forfeit
three.
to draw to.
Yeah.
it's just trying to make her play against the most
What are you
shots.
thinking?
Well, we thought maybe here.
Uh-huh.
And
I also
then
didn't know about the centre.
Why don't you try and get top 12?
top 12.
Top 12?
What, there?
Yeah, or either centre.
I didn't mind centre.
Centre's okay.
Yeah, because then do you think she'll go for that one? And then if she doesn't get the roll, then
Yeah.
we've got to draw down.
You've got to draw down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever shot you
I guess even
find,
top 8's okay.
whichever one you're looking for, I'd say top 12 would be fine. Centre.
Okay.
Ask her a question.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Whoa. Did you see my wee ballerina move? I forgot that red stone was there and I just went counted it.
They're throwing a guard or they can.
Well, this tells a bit of a story here. A 30% difference in skips. Madison Bear just having an absolute stunning game. Sophie Jackson having a few struggles.
Think you might need to go. 3, 4. Line's good. Line's good. 3. Wait, only. Whoa, 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 whoa. Haley's. Line's good. Just 4. 3.
So just looking to bite the top 12 foot.
Okay, we're 4. Okay, just
4,
here.
4.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're good. You're good.
Tom Andrews said, just ask them the question.
Good job.
So you're line 3.
Good from.
Good sweep.
Nice shot.
Can we do this?
Yep, he's nodding, happy with that.
You can come this
Yeah,
way.
probably thinking if the
That's
USA can't make a hit and roll here, then you
Maybe
could
touch
either make the hit and roll yourself or draw around Philly Berries around that stone.
Yeah. I think we just go for this one.
I like it.
Maybe a little flop on Al's. Just enough so we can say shot, so biting 8 foot still.
You wouldn't want to get under?
No, because then they have a short run, and then we're playing a double from maybe 1, if that.
Just hit it on the nose. So it does leave Scotland the opportunity now to hit and roll.
Okay. Are you playing barrier? Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrier.
Yeah.
It's good. Try and roll it behind the 4-foot one. The 12-foot one, sorry.
Yeah.
Foot down.
Yep. Close, yeah. Please.
So can Sophie Jackson get the hit and roll off this USA stone?
Oh my god.
No, unfortunately, she can't. So an opportunity now for USA to draw for two
Even a touch more.
and kill
Can really afford to be
the
on this
game.
side.
That's too bad. That's in set up very nicely for Scotland. Oh, hit and roll there. You're really putting some pressure on Madison Bear. But now they're scoring one at least. And a draw for
I don't
two.
think it's getting a touch slow or anything. I don't think so. Oh wait.
This will
We are
quite
a bit
possibly
out here, so heavy clean.
be the last stone of this game.
Felt good. Little hot maybe.
Bit
Little
fresh
hot
on
maybe.
this side.
5, 8, 9. Well then.
Sweepers not wanting to go.
Yep.
We're good. Okay. We're good. All there. All there. Nice, good.
They seem to be pretty happy with this one. On its own, to the 4-foot. Sweepers delight right on the button, actually. 2 for USA.
You're good.
And that will be a win for the Americans. Very solid performance from them today. Scotland having some work to do.
Lovely.
11-4, final score. Playoff hopes thinning for Scotland. The relegation is looming, though. There's quite a thin line between a playoff spot and being relegated to the B this year.
That was really uncomfortable. I didn't like that.
Well, we'll have some highlights for you. I'll try and get a few words in with skip extraordinaire Madison Bear. Sixth end, open hit for USA to score a 3.
Great.
No problems there. Madison Bear up 9-2.
Just keep it clean. What end are we in? We're in the 7th.
7th end, indeed. Setting up nicely for a score of 2 for Team Scotland. Sophie Jackson just to duplicate that draw she had on her first score of 2.
Yeah. Just need to go all out here.
Still a long way to go.
Just gonna jump.
In the 8th end, Sophie Jackson looking for a hit and roll off that red stone. Completely over curled it, left a draw for 2. And again, spot on by Madison Bear. 11-4. We can still see there's a few games left ongoing in Curl Aberdeen. It's China up 2 playing Switzerland. Quite a close fought game between Korea and Russia. The Koreans with the 1-point lead. Sweden up 7-2 over Turkey. Canada has a 3-point lead playing Norway. And I believe we have Madison Bear, skip of USA, with Rona Howie.
Well, Madison, congratulations. A great game, especially by yourself. What are your thoughts on that performance?
I got pretty lucky. My team definitely swept some of those pretty hard. There were a couple I thought we might be crashing, but I really utilized them, and yeah, those were all team shots for sure.
So it puts you one step closer to that final stages at the end of the week. You must be pleased with that performance though tonight.
Definitely, and I think all of us have been kind of thinking of our Olympic team, Team Schuster. They were 2-4 at the Olympics, came back and ended up with that gold medal. So even if we don't end up that way, they're the idols to look up to. They're kind of our hope right now. So we're trying to do the same thing as them.
Well, that's a great way to think, I can assure you. But you've got one game left tomorrow against China. Will you change anything going into that game tomorrow?
I think we just have to keep doing what we're doing. Right now we're kind of on a roll. We have the momentum, and just keep that on our side, and hopefully it works out.
Oh, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at the standings and how the teams stack up so far. Sweden and Canada are through, that we know. We see USA now at 4-4 after they've played 8 games. Scotland down at 3-5. Playoff hope looking a bit grim. And of course, the bottom teams will be relegated. That's starting to become a worry for the home nation. That's it for the coverage this evening from Curl Aberdeen, but there's lots of curling action left in the World Junior Curling Championships here. Stay tuned.